Hello, how are you?
I'm doing good.
How are you doing today?
I am a little tired.
Okay. Well, first off, my name is Nikki Woods, and pretty much I'll be your art therapist, hopefully, for some sessions, depending on what you're looking for and depending on, how far you really want to go with me. So it's nice to meet you. If I'm not mistaken, I did previously read your file. Your name is Keisha Renee?
Yes.
Okay.
Keisha Renee.
What are your pronouns, preferred pronouns, if any, that you would like to go by? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she and her, and then would you prefer me call you Keisha Renee, Keisha, or both is fine?
Keisha Renee.
Okay.
I prefer.
All right, Miss Keisha Renee. Well, hi, Miss Keisha Renee again. I'm just going to do a quick check-in with you, and I just want to know today, actually, how you're feeling today, right now, in this very moment.
So, last night was kind of rough for me because the college kids were really loud where I live at, and I had only been there for 2 weeks, and there was a shooting in the neighborhood. So now, anytime there's external noise or activities, I'm paranoid.
Okay.
So that is definitely triggered my PTSD.
Oh, okay.
And my anxiety and being able to sleep. So.
Okay, well, let's step back for a second. No, that's totally fine. Let's step back for just a second. If I understood you correctly, you just moved into a new place, and for some reason, you in a college town, and those noises from the college students are triggering what you are already diagnosed with PTSD.
Yes.
You already diagnosed with PTSD, and it's sparking up some anxiety levels super high, if I'm understanding correctly.
Yes.
Okay. Well, before we even dive more into that, let me just state pretty much in a nutshell why I'm here, what's my roles for you, what you want to get out of this, what are your intentions, and what are your expectations from me.
Okay.
So this is art therapy. Not sure if you heard it before, but I would love to know your opinion on art therapy, what you think it is. Let's start with that.
So I know that art is a tool because I'm very artistic.
Okay.
And combining something that I enjoy with, the therapeutic side, I think is a different way for me to address my PTSD symptoms.
Okay, awesome. And in your opinion, what do you think an art therapist's role is? Like, say for instance, if you never heard of it before, but you had it in your mind, what was your overall opinion of what an art therapist does?
A person who I can talk to, like a counselor, that incorporates some sort of painting or drawing.
Okay, awesome. No answer is the wrong answer. That's one thing. No answer is wrong. It's just fully opinion based. And I would just clarify that for you. So basically, I am here presently with you, authentically as possible, solely here with you while I have you in my sessions. Throughout this process, we would, yes, of course, do some art experimental directives and activities. But everything is pretty much on you at your pace. I would never force anything onto you. We will go to the next step of any stage, what you want to talk about, why you think you're here, gradually progressing, gradually regression, whatever that may be. I'm just here to be a facilitator for that. Also, I'm here to create a safe space and a comfortable space for you to not always talk. You don't have to always talk. That's one great thing about art therapy. You can just express yourself through a specific art piece. Any medium will be here. I will start off with some directives, but it will always just be what you will want to get out of it. Sometimes it won't be directive. Sometimes we'll just go free willy-nilly and just be like, you know what, today I want to do this, and see what comes out of that. And then that's my job, pretty much, to coach you through that. And when you have that piece in front of you, we would then take time to pretty much reflect. Maybe we won't reflect all the time. Maybe you want to sit there and just look at the piece weeks after weeks. You don't have to necessarily talk about it all the time, but I'll open that space up for you in case you do want to sometimes. And I would never tell you what I think that piece means.
Right.
I'm here to listen to what you think that piece may mean for you. And those symbols that you see may arise, or certain themes that may come up, you know, you can catch that, because the ball is in your park. I'm just here as your facilitator and as your safe zone. But I do have to say, before we get started, if any times throughout our future sessions or any time today you may have thoughts of hurting yourself or anyone else, I do have to say that breaks confidentiality. Everything is pretty much confidential here, besides the aspect if you would like to hurt yourself or thinking of harmful things to do to others. I do have to report that to my supervisors and higher. Okay. So I just want to make sure we're clear on that, and it's okay to have those thoughts, but I'm just letting you know that that's when the confidentiality is completely broken. Okay?
Yes.
Are you cool with that?
I understand.
All right, great. So with that being said, in a nutshell, that's pretty much art therapy. More can come out of it, more, you know what I mean, or less. It all depends on you, that particular, what you want out of it. And just to segue from that, why do you think you're here? What made you want to come see me today?
Well, I've been transitioning over the summer, and it's just been a difficult time for me. So, like I said, also with me just moving back into the environment that I'm in, it's just triggering my insomnia and my panic attacks. And so I want to control that. I want to be able to get it out of my system, you know, talk about it, and that way I can gain some sense of peace in where I'm staying. So with all my moving and, you know, trying to get things back on track, it's just been all over the place for me. So I really want to just find peace, ultimately.
Okay, well, if I understood correctly, like you just stated, like you stated earlier as well, you've been transitioning. To clarify, what exactly are you transitioning from?
From a relationship and being single again.
And
and being lonely again.
Okay.
And just trying to figure out how to be comfortable with myself.
Okay, that's amazing. Well, I would love to tackle that with you. We can start small, and, you know, we can start small and then, you know, go deeper into that if you like. So just to clarify as well, you want to overall just use these sessions as a way to get your feelings out, and also a way to love yourself more, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. You know, because you were in a relationship. For how long was that relationship?
It was a year.
It was a year? Okay. Awesome. And was there any good times about it that you remember? Okay.
It was more like a roller coaster ride, but yes,
those are fun. Those are super fun. So those are fun and risky as well, you know. So you did take the risk and, you know, gave yourself up. So that's an amazing thing. But now you realizing that, you know, you're experiencing some other things as well. Now you mentioned that you had PTSD. Where is that coming from?
So my PTSD is due to MST. When I was on active duty, I was stationed in Columbus a few years ago. So
okay.
Yeah.
What branch of service were you?
In Marine Corps. I served 15 years.
Well, thank you so much for your service. Thank you for your service. I'm also a veteran as well. So yes, I highly thank you and thank us for our service. So thank you for even sharing that with me and being willing to open up about that as well. So how's that been for you? How long have you been out? Are you also transitioning from that as well, you think? I
want to say I've been transitioning from the military since 2015. In 2015, I left active duty and went into the reserves, and also got a divorce, and also moved from California to Georgia that year. So there was a lot of transitioning there. Also looking for a new means of employment and income for myself. And so I feel like I've been transitioning, trying to get my footing here in Georgia since then. In addition from transitioning from the military, is just, you know, transitioning, being single again. Yeah, totally. So I want to know more about you though, you as a person, before the military. Where are you from? Where did you grow up at? I am from Connecticut. I'm the oldest in my household of 7. So, you know, having the oldest child role is pretty much being a parent, you know, in a household. So that was kind of the way that I was brought up. And then I joined the military right after high school.
Okay. Just jump right in, feet head first, right? Sink or swim. Okay, well, that's a big risk as well to take, and acknowledging that is the most important thing as well. Making sure you understand that, yes, I took these risks, and also I was already pretty much in leadership roles at the house.
You know, it's a good way of putting that, actually. I hadn't considered it that way, but yes, I've always been in a leadership position.
And was it rewarding sometimes? You know, did you like it sometimes? Were there some bad times in the process as well?
It's good and bad. I see in everything that we do, but you know, you gotta focus on the good.
Yeah. It is important to focus on the good, but sometimes it's also important to acknowledge the bad as well, because you know, just to acknowledge the bad will help you understand where that good is. And now that we're talking about good and bad, I actually want to segue into how you're feeling in the past week, right? So there's a scale. I want to give you a scale from 0 to, let's say, 10. In the past week, how often have you felt like 10 would be the highest? I felt really happy. I felt excited about doing things. I felt excited about going outside, and you know, motivation was there. And from 0, from feeling really low. So within the past week, how close have you been?
I am going to put my week, last week of October at a 4.
At a 4? Okay. And this was last week? Okay. And what made you feel that you were at a 4? If you don't mind me asking.
So sleep. I've not been sleeping enough. I find myself staying up to paint until I get tired enough to fall asleep. And then my eating, I've been doing a lot of snacking, mainly because that's another part of my transition over the summer, is losing so much weight. I feel like I'm in a new body completely.
Okay.
So I am trying to find things that I can eat, that I can be happy eating, and things that will actually make me feel full, you know what I mean, without eating empty calories and junk food. So this week has been difficult because when you know, I have a lot of things on my plate as far as work and school goes. Sometimes I put myself on the back burner, and that's kind of how like I was feeling this week, because where I work at, they're closing, and so I'm helping the lady with that transition, helping her move things from upstairs to downstairs. So it's really tiring. You know?
Exhausting. It can be exhausting.
I've had better weeks.
Okay, well, let's talk about the better weeks. But you know, before we get into the better weeks, let's just talk about briefly, if you don't mind. You were saying that possibly a goal is to lose weight or gain weight.
So I don't have a goal for my body weight.
Okay.
And so that's why it feels weird.
Okay.
I lost 23 pounds since July. And so that frame, that weight, I was down to 138. And it was like before, like when I was in high school, before boot camp. So it feels weird.
Okay.
So I don't want to lose weight. I don't want to gain weight. And if I did gain weight, I wouldn't be upset. It's just, I know I'm not going to get up to 163 where I was. And that was because of pizza and beer. But I'm not on that diet anymore. So I understand why I was at that weight. But this is also not my norm. My normal weight is 150. Okay. So I'm in between 140 and 150 right now. My goal isn't to gain weight. My goal is to be comfortable in my skin, regardless of what that weight looks like. Okay. And so that's.
I'm so glad you clarified that. I'm so glad.
That's what I'm working on.
That's amazing. Okay. Well, you know, hopefully we can get through that, whatever that looks like. You know, we possibly don't know what that looks like, but we're here to help you get to that goal of being just super comfortable in your skin and understanding that, you know, I'm happy with myself, you know, wanting to look in a mirror. Are you happy when you look in a mirror? sometimes?
Yeah, I just cut my hair too. So,
Okay. That's a new look too.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Cool. And what made you did you just want to just try something new?
I had my hair cut short by accident that one time. When I was on active duty, the barbers on base. I just wanted a little off the back there, and they went really high. And then, so for a year, I was working on, trying to be comfortable with that hairstyle and keeping it short. And I actually really like it short.
Cool.
Is what I discovered by that accident.
It was an accident. I was going to say, an accident turned into something that you really like.
Yeah,
okay, well, that's amazing. I'm glad you also acknowledged that. And I love it. I think you look beautiful. So it is beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay, awesome. So we talked about your lowest. Let's talk about your happiest. When have you felt within the past week?
Okay.
When have you felt your happiest?
I'm gonna say just yesterday.
And where would you put that on a scale from 0 to 10?
We're gonna call it an 8.
Okay. So let's talk about that 8. What were you doing in that present moment? What was the day like? Walk me through it. What did that happiness look like for you?
So just yesterday, I worked on a painting that I finished. It was a flower painting.
Okay.
That I did. And then I went to the studio. I cooked some chicken. It's like white chicken chili. Chicken and the beans, and then chili seasoning.
That sounds delicious. I'm getting hungry.
It's one of my favorites because it's just so easy and it comes together nicely. And then I painted at Wine and Design. I went to work. So I worked there once a week, every 2 weeks or so. And because it was Halloween, I got dressed up, and that felt good. I dressed up like a witch.
Okay.
I had my wig on and a dress. And when I went to the studio, there were 4 people who came out to paint, which was a perfect size. I thought there would be more people to do the pop-in, but it was okay that it wasn't. But it was a perfect size. Everyone picked something different. And I like that challenge, being at work and in the studio, because I look at everybody's canvas differently and I can help them with different things. It kind of is like a mini mission, you know what I mean, inside the mission of, just showing up and going to work. And then when everyone has something different, it just gives me an opportunity to look at them differently too. So it was a good day. I even finished early. I finished about 30 minutes early. So that's
always good.
Yeah.
Gives you some wiggle room to play with to do some other things, right? Okay.
So yesterday was a good day.
That's awesome. I love it. And you said you work. So where is this? Describe this place that you work. You said you paint with people.
Yeah. So I work at 2 places. Monday and Friday, I work at the print shop.
Okay.
In Fort Valley, and the print shop is closing. That's the one. They've been around for a few decades, and they've just retired and ready to move on. So I work there Monday and Friday, and then at the art studio, I work there Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
Depending on if they have classes or not, where I'll go in there and I'll paint something.
Okay, so you can just go in there just to be zenful, just to do your thing.
That's what I've discovered. That is my space.
Nice. So that's your safe space. Yes. Okay. Well, great. I'm glad you already found that as well. On top of coming here. And maybe we can even, expand on that throughout our sessions as well, and see what you can create doing both of those things. May even give you some homework. But okay, awesome. Well, I love the fact that you're understanding your lowest, but you're also recognizing your highest as well, and that's what I would love for you to focus on as well, because it all deals with, again, being comfortable with yourself. Where do I find myself? Like, what makes me happy? Acknowledging exactly what makes you happy, and acknowledging what exactly makes you sad. So I do also want to touch up on, if I did hear correctly earlier, you said you're going to school and some PTSD and anxiety is happening. Have you always had these issues with insomnia and anxiety, or are they getting worse, or did they just start when you moved to your new location?
Good question, and that's all the above.
Okay.
So I was deployed in 2013, and then even before that, as a matter of fact, with my anxiety and panic attacks, I had a sexual assault in 2005 and one in 2011, and then I deployed in 2013. So it's a culmination of these different experiences where now I have some embedded triggers. And so with me moving to this new location, I have bars on my window and my door for my safety, I'm sure, but because of the neighborhood that we live in. And so the shooting that took place, I was only in this new place for a week, and it was on a Thursday night, and it was just a bunch of, where I live, there were a lot of college students, and then there's old people. There's like, I don't feel like there's anybody in between, like my age.
Okay.
There's old people, and then there's the college students.
And then there's Keisha Renee.
And then there's Keisha Renee. Yeah. And so it was 2:00 in the morning, and then they started shooting, and I'm trying to call the police, and it's being transferred to Houston County because everybody else is calling the police, and it went on for about 5 minutes, and I don't know if you know anything about being deployed. 5 minutes is a very long time under hostile conditions. And so I went into my room, I laid on the floor until they were done shooting, and then you could hear the sirens coming in, the ambulance coming, all that stuff. But I couldn't sleep afterwards, and then I had to put on my radio just so there wasn't any dead silence, because now I'm hearing people screaming, the people who are running away from the party outside my window. Okay, so now every time...
Oh, it was a party?
Yes, it was an unauthorized block party, and they shouldn't have been out there. And that's what they were doing last night. But on that incident, after calling the police, and I had some friends who were, if my apartment is here, it's like this shape, and their apartment is here, well, the shooting took place right there. And so my friends that were there called me to make sure that I was okay afterwards, and everybody was fine. But so when I closed my eyes, because I'm trying to sleep at night, I hear the screaming, and then I see us all rushing to go to the bunker, because in Afghanistan, whenever there were mortars, attacking the base, we got to put on our flak and Kevlar and run to the bunker. They're supposed to be providing us safety over the rooms that we were staying in. So often I try to keep the radio on just to have some background noise, but when there's a lot of activity going on outside, I'm on alert, and I'm paranoid, and I want everybody to be safe. I don't want anything to happen, but those reels keep playing over and over and over.
Yeah. Wow, that is a lot to digest, and that is a lot to process, especially while something is still going on at that present time as well. So thank you so much for opening up and sharing that, for sure. And with these triggers and everything, how long do they usually last? Is it?
That's a good question, and I feel like that's probably something I need to write down.
Okay.
In real time.
Yes, we can definitely do that. And it don't have to be like lengthy or nothing like that. I don't. If anything, I would not want to.
So I have. Sometimes it's a range, and it really depends on what else is going on in my life, because I like to be distracted. Like if I can get in my car and go, and it's a good distraction.
Okay.
I can decant, and I feel better. But sometimes it's a few days, sometimes it's a few months.
Okay.
And so I'm at a few weeks right now for that incident. So.
And it's not getting any better.
Not right
now. Okay. Well, if I'm understanding correctly, I just want to make sure, because I don't want to put words in your mouth or anything like that. It's been going on a couple of weeks since that incident has happened, and you're still not being able to sleep.
Yes.
So I want to actually, if you don't mind, let's go into an art experiment too, if you don't mind. I would love to know, you just stated you would want to just get up and just go, right? What does your happy place look like? That's what I want you to do with this experiment too, right? I have some tools here for you, and I have some simple markers and a piece of paper to start with, and I want you to just dive into exactly what that drive away and what that happy place looks like to you.
Okay.
Okay? It can be all over the page, it can be small, it can be large, whatever that happy place is, I want you to express that.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
All right.